Staying safe in these travel streets, sis, we want to keep you safe if you are solo traveling or if you are living abroad. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can stay safe, some common safety tips. Hey, girl, hey. Are you a Black woman solo traveler? Are you a Black woman who wants to live abroad? My name is Tanisha Mercer, and I help Black women do those things. If this sounds like you, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to share, comment, and like the video below. Let's talk about it, sis. We are out here, Black women are out here in these global travel streets like never before. Now, statistically, Black women are safer outside of the US. Now, that's a whole nother video, whole nother topic. We are not particularly unsafe traveling, but you still want to make sure that you follow these safety tips. Our goal is to have you arrive home in one piece, safe and sound. So follow these tips if you are worried about being unsafe or you're worried about your safety and security while you're out here on your solo adventures or on your in your life abroad. Let's talk about it, y'all. Number one, we are doing our research. Yes, we are doing our research before we book the ticket, before we get the hotel, the resort, or whatever. We are going on Google and we are looking at the State Department website. We are also looking at the country safety indexes. They give each country a score. So each country has a score that's looking at things like violent crimes, petty crimes, property crimes, all those things, crime in general. So the scores are going to vary by country, right? We are also looking at the State Department. We are monitoring it for alerts. The State Department is actually going to be your friend, right? Because it will tell you what things you need to be concerned and to be cautious about. For example, I went to Turkey, I went to Istanbul in the fall. I was a little concerned because of all the conflicts that are going on in terms of within the Palestinian region and that particular Israeli conflict. I was concerned about some things potentially jumping off. I went to the website, the State Department, and I looked to see if there were any special monitors or any special alerts. Now, thankfully, there weren't, but there were some advisory cautions. They basically advised to be really careful in certain areas of Turkey outside of where I was going. And they also suggested being very careful in terms of within, honestly, in interpersonal situations with accepting food from strangers and drinks and that sort of thing. So you want to make sure you do your research before you head out so that you'll know which countries are going to be on the hot spot. Okay, so make sure you do your research before you leave. Number two, we are not acting like tourists. Listen, I know you out here living your best travel life. Okay, I know the feeling of being a Black woman, solo traveler. I get it. But we don't want to be out here looking like a tourist. We do not want to be the mark, okay? So when you're out here, out and about, out here traveling, be very careful in terms of you don't want to make yourself stand out as a tourist. You don't want to be out here with all I love Rome t-shirts and the hats and all that, the things that make you look pretty obvious to be a tourist. You want to deflect a little bit of that. People who are in these other cities, they're not wearing t shirts, hats, bracelets, apparel, and all that because they're already from there. So you want to take away a little bit of the attention, right? You want to also be very cautious and careful in tourist areas. We know there are some bad people out here, and tourist areas are usually going to be at a higher alert. So when you're in tourist areas, be careful of people like pickpocketing. Be careful of people trying to do different scams. Just really be alert. Use common sense, safety, and security principles. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. This is really point number three. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Okay. You want to have, listen, sis, have your head on a swivel. okay? When you're in public transportation, when you're in the tourist areas, when you're just out and about, even at your hotel, okay? You don't want to be talking to people and letting people know, as great as this solo travel life is, you don't want to be out here telling people that you're here alone. You don't want to be out here telling people that how long you're going to be in the area, what hotel or resort or Airbnb you're staying. You would be surprised at the number of people who will just try to strike up a casual conversation with you and get these details. Don't fall for it at all. Don't fall for it. So what you're going to do is be, again, using common safety and security principles here. You are going to be very observant of your surroundings. Goes without saying, the things that you wouldn't do at home, you are not going to do in another country. If you would not be walking down the street at 3 a.m. by yourself, you probably don't want to do it in a foreign country. Again, our goal is to get you home in one piece. We don't want to do things that make us unnecessarily, marked. Okay. You want to be out here minding your travel business safely. So we are also, point number 4, we are also letting people know our itinerary and our location. We are sharing our location. Okay. I know you don't want people in your business, but when you're traveling and you're in a foreign country, especially if you're a solo traveler, these tips are going to be important for you so that someone knows where you are. You are turning on your iPhone, you're turning on your location on iPhone, you're turning on your location on Snapchat if you use it. I don't know. You're turning on your location on WhatsApp or whatever other private apps that you may use with location sharing services. You are also letting people know in general what your agenda is back home. You are touching base, right? You call in, text in, right? You it shouldn't be more than 24 hours should go past by the time you talk to someone that you know, whether that's a family member, friends, or a trusted travel partner. You are keeping in touch with folks so that people know you're in general movement. So if you're going to be all day, you're in San Juan, for example, and you're in the rainforest and you're going to be there all day, you are going to let someone know, hey, I will call you when I get back. Okay. So we are making sure that we are letting others know what some of our travel plans are, keeping those location and sharing services on, right? We're also doing things like we're not taking any, number 4. Is this number 4 or is this number 5? I don't remember. But we're not taking any unnecessary risks, right? We are being cautious. Cautious is the word, but we're not going out here with with dead phones and our phones uncharged on 2%. We are making sure our phones are fully charged. We're traveling with our chargers, right? We're traveling with our cables, everything our power cords, whatever. We're traveling with all the things to keep some juice on these phones, watches, and other digital devices. Okay. We're making sure that we are not on empty, because the last thing you want is to have something happen and your phone is dead, sis. You can't do nothing, right? Let's see, number 5. What we're also doing is number 5. We are also making sure that we at all times we're making sure that our tourist information, that we are keeping our information such as our passports, our debit cards, our credit cards, we're keeping those in secure locations. You trust me, you do not want to get to a foreign country and lose your wallet or have it pickpocketed or stolen or whatever. So we are keeping that passport in the safe at the hotel, at the resort, at the Airbnb. We are not keeping that on our person. It is too much of a hassle if that information gets lost or stolen. You are not keeping every one of your cards on you, okay? Every one of your cards you don't need to have on you. You want to keep some on your person and some back at the hotel, at the property that you're staying at. You don't have to have all of them on you. You are also making sure, sis, when you're in these tourist areas, you're being careful of pickpocketing. We know that Barcelona, Paris, and Rome are some of the top cities for pickpocketing in the world. I'm gonna need you to keep your head on a swivel. You need to be watching them, watching you, okay? No flashy stuff. You're not wearing anything flashy. You leaving your diamonds, your jewels, your gold, your bling bling. You leaving all that at home. You're not even taking it with you. You're leaving that at home because you do not want to, again, you don't want to be the mark. I have definitely heard some travel horror stories of people in some South American countries being out here wearing all the bling bling, being told not to wear the bling bling. They still wore it and they were robbed of it and actually shot in the stomach, had a very long recovery time. We're not doing any of that. Not at all. So make sure you practice these common sense, common safety principles when you're out here in these travel streets. Remember, what you brought, you want to leave home, you want to leave with. Okay, what you came to that country with, you want to leave with. So you want to be extra safe, extra secure on any public transportation, in any public areas. Remember, there are pickpocketing rings. They go around looking for people. They target tourists. They target people who they think don't know where they're going, who may look lost, who are distracted. Sis, stay off your phone, okay? Don't always, I know you want to take those photos. Stay off your phone. Pay attention to your surroundings. Know where you are. It goes without saying. Be careful when you're out here in restaurants drinking. Be really careful of your drink. Be careful of who is serving your drink, right? Be careful of who is around you. Be careful when you're online dating. A bonus tip, I know, listen, you may want to turn that Tinder on. Be careful. Just because we know there are people, everybody out here is not safe for you. So you want to, if you're not, don't go over nobody's house in another country, okay, alone by yourself. If you are going to date online, make sure that you let someone know who that person is that you trust. You are sending a photo of that person, that profile. You are sending the name of that person. You are letting people know where you're going on a date. You are going to only, public, well lit places, hopefully not too late at night. Okay. Day dates are great, okay? So that way you feel safe and you feel comfortable. Use these tips, sis. Again, we want you to travel. We'd love for you to solo travel, but we just want you to come back safe. So use these tips for a great and fantastic solo trip. Don't worry, you're safe and secure in most places, but by using these tips, we're going to make sure that you don't have any safety or security incidents. All right, you guys, until the next time, if you have not subscribed, make sure you do now. Hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you on the next video.